What do I think is going to happen with the Bitcoin price, guys? Where are we heading next? It's very important that we are prepared for either upside or downside. And I'm going to be talking about the exact levels that I'm looking for. And I'm going to be talking about what I am going to be looking for on market Cipher B. All right, so let's get into some technical analysis here. Now, I'm going to start on the daily time frame. Actually, I'm going to start on the weekly time frame real quick. Okay, the weekly time frame. Let's take a look at the macro. What is happening here? I would like to point out the fact, guys, that we are coming down. We're in a very clear downtrend. We have been in a downtrend since the 8th of November. Yet, we can see the VWAP on the weekly time frame is starting to curve to the upside. Now, it could be weeks before we get some kind of a green dot here. However, the fact that this thing is starting to curve up, in my mind, is showing me that we could get some kind of relief soon, right? We could get some kind of relief soon. Whether or not the downtrend will continue, I don't know. This could be the bottom, right? We've been saying for a while here, if we do take a fib from the low that we put in July to the high, we're absolutely finding our support down here at the Fibonacci golden pocket retracement. In addition to that, we also did find some good support on a weekly level right here in that golden pocket, we could see, and we also did find some support on a monthly level as well, right on that golden pocket support. So when I see that we're finding support, when I see that the VWAP on market Cipher B on the weekly, guys, is starting to curve up, that shows me we could at least get some upward potential soon. Now, the last time we got that VWAP curving up was when we came down to this low right here. And what happened was we began the uptrend from July. We came up, we put in a higher low, and then the weekly VWAP crossed over, and then we put in a higher high. Now, technically, we have still put in a higher low right here. And as long as we don't take out this low that we put in here, okay, as long as we don't lose the 40K region, okay, I'm going to say, I still have hope that we can find support here and get a move to the upside. Now, we can also see money flow is coming down on the weekly. And so that is either going to be, either, and we don't know yet, but either money flow is going to keep coming down, or money flow is going to start coming up now, and we're going to see a higher wave of money flow than we saw previously. Now, what is it going to be? I don't think it's possible to say right now, to be honest with you. I'm pretty neutral in a sense that I could see us going either way right now. I could see this thing going up. I could see this thing going down. But yeah, shout out to Regal J. He's correct, right? The price is either going to go up or it's going to go down. So what we got to do is we have to know, okay, if it's going to come down more, where can we look for support so that we can get into a juicy long? Or if it's going to come up more, where can we look for resistance so we can look for a juicy short? And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be marking out some important areas and then using market Cipher to kind of give us that confirmation. That is how I trade. I mark out juicy areas and then I use market Cipher for confirmation. Like the other day, the epic chickens drinking long, right? Chickens drinking water, where in the morning we saw the level that we wanted to right down here where it says CDW, the level that we wanted to trade. We've been watching it for weeks. As we get close to it, what do we see? We see prices dumping down to the level we want. We look at market Cipher B. What do we see? We see on the 1 hour time frame bullish divergences, and then of course look at that, guys, perfect bounce right off that golden pocket right there. Boom, 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 boom. By the way, guys, if this is something you want to learn how to trade, how to mark these levels, check out jasoncaspertrading.com, because this course will give you the knowledge and the skills you need to become a confident, profitable trader. You can check out the testimonials here, changing the way thousands of people approach these markets. But you can see here that we will teach you all the technical analysis you need to know to mark the juicy levels so you can know when we're going to get those moves. Market Cipher, guys, so that you can see what price is going to do, right? Just because price comes to a level, it don't mean nothing, all right? You got to know in advance by looking at market Cipher what is going to happen there. All the trading strategies I use, mindset and risk management, so that you don't wreck yourself, right? You got to check your confirmations before you wreck your obligations, okay? Trying to rhyme. 35% discount in the description, guys. 35% off in honor of that time of year where Americans celebrate hedonism and gluttony. Yeah, I also have a sale. Also, VIP Discord, guys, patreon.com/Jason Casper. Okay, so let's talk about the levels. Okay, let's talk about these levels. We got our golden pocket of support. If we lose that, then the next major area that I think we need to be aware of is going to be the golden pocket from the dump of the disease, which you cannot mention on YouTube, unless you probably will get put in YouTube jail. And so we do have these major levels right here, literally just these fib levels. If we lose this golden pocket and we're unable to hold this, I would say this zone right here where we have the previous low and then the 786, then I'm literally looking down to this golden pocket right here, because golden pockets are so juicy. You can trade golden pockets on any time frame, as we do often, and if we lose that golden pocket, you know, then honestly probably around the $17,000 region, right? That's how I'm looking at it. Now, I'm not trying to be a bearer of bad news here. I'm not at all. This is just analysis on a chart, right? If we take Bitcoin out of it, if we take our HODL portfolios out of it, if we take having to tell our mother-in-law that it's okay, we're not going to lose the house out of it, or maybe we are going to lose the house if Bitcoin goes down to 17,000. But you know, my mother-in-law, shout out to my mother-in-law, every time Bitcoin dumps, she takes my wife aside. She's like, "Hey, you guys all right?" And I try to explain to her, yeah, like, you know, we shorted it, you know, like we made money on the way down, but you know, but people don't quite understand that, right? And shout out to my grandpa out there, man. The man's a legend, my southern grandfather. Okay, so what about resistances? Well, we cannot deny that just like the golden pocket on the way down is important support, that the golden pocket on the way up is going to be important resistance. So, you know, we have major resistance around that $58,000 to $59,000 area, as well as just looking at the previous sideways market that we were trading in before the massive dump. It was a massive dump, guys. So I was kind of trading this here, and if you've been following the channel, you guys know that when we lost this value area right here, I started building swing long positions. I thought we had bottomed out, right? I started longing from this area here. I did take profits and the trades got stopped out in profits, guys. But we have to be aware that, you know, right now, this is going to be our major resistance. And the reason is because when Bitcoin or any asset is trading in a sideways market like this and it defines a value area, when we lose that value area, it means that what used to be considered support has now been flipped into resistance, right? So the corn, the old non-GMO Bitcoin, was trading in this range with a very clear resistance that every time we touched that line, we came down, right? Every time we touched it, we came down. Every time we touched it, we came down. Clear support. Every time we touch it, we come up. Every time we touch it, we come up. Every time we touch it, we come up. Touch it again, come up. I thought down here that this was a bullish deviation where we were going to come back into the value area, but we did not, right? So now what used to be considered resistance, what used to be considered support is now considered resistance. So here are some scenarios. Scenario numero uno is that we do find our support down in this area here where we're currently at, okay? And then we from this general area, we come back up to here. And honestly, guys, if we do something like this, we would still be putting in a lower high and maintain in a downtrend. Okay, another scenario is that we come down a little bit lower, maybe to the 786 area, around 40k. What was this, 37k, 37 to 40k, and then we get a move to the upside again. I am expecting some kind of relief rally up based on the weekly time frame. Okay, and then scenario number 3 would be we come all the way down to this golden pocket, and then we get some kind of relief. Now I think we're going to get relief before we come down to that golden pocket. Now if we start coming back into this area up here between, I would say, you know, yeah, 57 to 60,000, then potentially we could see Bitcoin get a bigger move to the upside. Okay, so we need to come above these two, this major zone of resistance right here. This is a major zone. The reason is because it's multiple golden pockets in here. We have multiple high volume nodes in here, and if we can come above here, then what will have happened now is what used to be our resistance will be flipped into support, and then we can expect higher prices, and then we can look at the weekly time frame. See, we have to look at the higher time frames through the lens of the lower time frames to kind of understand what's happening locally. If we know that we're flipping resistances into support, then we can come to the weekly time frame and say, oh, I think that this could give us more of a move to the upside because of what's happening locally, right? Right now, if we're only using the weekly time frame, because it's taking so much data, there's not much resolution, right? We need to zoom in and get some more resolution. So, you know, if we start coming up above some of these areas and this VWAP is curving over the upside and we see the money flow coming back up and we see the momentum waves looking healthy, right? Nice and thick. We want to see thick momentum waves. We don't want to see thin, weak momentum waves. We want to see thick momentum waves. Let me see if I can find some thickness for us here, guys. Speaking of thickness, you know, it is very possible as well that if we do get another drop to the downside like this, that we would get a very thick pattern on market Cipher B. And this pattern I like to call the uneven butt cheek pattern, guys. The uneven butt cheek pattern. Now let me tell you a story. I was out with my wife the other day, walking outside, out in the town, you know, taking her out in the town, and we saw this. All right, this. What is that out in the street? Can you even believe that? Well, I'll tell you exactly what this is. This is an uneven butt cheek pattern. Okay. Now, when you see the price making a lower low like this, okay, we see price clearly making a lower low, but you see market Cipher B out on the street with no shame at all. Okay. That is a very bullish sign. The uneven butt cheek pattern, very bullish sign. It works on the daily. It works on any time frame. It works for shorting. Look at this. Price makes a higher high. We have this butt cheek right here, and we can see, look at those butt cheeks. And if we measure the butt crack, let's just measure the butt crack here. Wow, can you believe that, guys? 20 days of butt crack. 20 days of butt crack. Wow, sheesh. You know, and what would the butt crack be for this? I mean, who knows? Okay. Now, why am I measuring the butt crack? No idea, guys. That does not help our analysis at all. But, you know, if the weekly is VWAP pointing up and the daily is uneven butt cheeking, especially uneven butt cheeking in combination when we start to see money flow coming back up on the daily, that could give us a pretty decent move to the upside. So that's kind of my overall analysis for Bitcoin, guys. And you know, for more local, we've just been trading locally, right? In the Discord, I've just been taking scalp longs and scalp shorts, holding the shorts, guys, holding the shorts, right? I'm prioritizing the shorts because we're in a downtrend. I'm still holding my short from up here. I am still holding my short from right here, okay? And I'm still holding now a short from somewhere else. So I'm in 3 short positions. In case we break down. And currently I'm in no long positions right now because they got stopped out in profit last night while I was asleep. So that's kind of it, guys, for the Bitcoin analysis.